right, wait for some people to trickle in here. Welcome, guys. All right, so let's get started with this Bed Bath & Beyond. Obviously, let's look at the technicals. With the big drop pre-market. Thing dropped all the way from up here at 250 down to 180. Kind of held that level all day, and then right starting about power hour about 3 o'clock, 3:15. Then it sold off even more from 183 down to the 164 area. Got as low in the after hours down to 150, 152. So I'm looking for this to go sub 150 tomorrow. Obviously, they came out this morning and said they may have to file bankruptcy. Yeah, that's obviously not good. Here's the video on it, talking about it this morning.
Beyond shares are plummeting as the company warns of deeper financial troubles ahead. In a business update it put out this morning,
they may not even make it till Christmas of 2023.
$5 million for the fiscal third quarter of last year, and says it's considering options, including obtaining bankruptcy relief. So let me just...
Bankruptcy relief. So when a company files bankruptcy, that doesn't mean they're necessarily out of business. They're still in business. The stock's still going to trade. And then if they get some bankruptcy relief, in the near term, this stock's probably going to go, I'll go back here to, close that, go back here to the stock. The stock's down here at all-time lows. I can pull up the weekly chart. Let's pull up the weekly chart here. Go way back. Way back on the time machine here. Back to 93. Looks like it started trading there in April there, around April of 93. So, I mean, all these levels here from what I've drawn out now, but the load over here was, I don't think it's ever, I'm not sure if it's ever split or not, but $1.28. So we're at $1.50 after hours. So, I mean, this thing is going to go a little bit lower. But my point is I've seen this, countless times, is if they come out and say, hey, we got some relief, we got somebody, going to back us up, the stock will rally. It'll get a short-term rally, and it could pull a double, triple from $1.50. All it has to do is go to 3 for a double, 6 for 200%, et cetera, et cetera. But that's short-lived because everybody thinks, oh, they're back. And, it's a trading vehicle at that point. But just like Sears, after they filed bankruptcy, they were on the NYC. Then they traded on the pink sheets, traded SL. Their ticker was SHLD. Then it went to SHLDQ for the pink sheets. And then of course they obviously, I don't know if they still trade on the pink sheets or not. Let's look at SLDQ. Yeah, they don't even trade on the pink sheets, I don't think, anymore. But Hertz here recently did the same thing. Hertz back trading. What are they trading out on the pink sheets? That's not right. Here today. Well, they got some restructuring there or what have you. But anyway, that's what's going to happen with Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, tomorrow, what do I expect? And let's say come out tomorrow and say they're filing bankruptcy immediately tomorrow. I do have the 150 and the 153 $1 puts for tomorrow and for next week, next Friday, the 13th. So I realized over 900% or 600% on two options today. Two different strike options, what I'm saying. On the $1 and $1.50, I have a few left of each one. So I'm looking for this going down towards $1 tomorrow. So that's Bed Bath & Beyond. Next one I want to talk about is Netflix. Why do I want to talk about Netflix? They had a lot of interesting action today in the 310, the 315, and the 320 calls that expiring tomorrow. So these are very, very short term, so very, very risky. But taking a look at the stock here and what's happened, let me refresh this here. All right, taking a look at the stock and what's happened back on the daily. we're back on Bed Bath & Beyond. Sorry about that. So these levels I've drawn out. These are, I draw levels every day, all day on all kinds of different stocks. So this one's still here. That's the trend line. So, this thing not too long ago was down here after this big drop on earnings. They report back in April, so 9 months ago. So we just kind of traded sideways, made another leg up, consolidated, and then kind of chopping around here in this area. Right here. Not exactly right, but you get the point. So now we're coming up here and testing this gap fill from right here, all right, at 302 to the bottom of that, which is 314. So we tapped that level today. Now what we have to do is break through it. So I like the consolidation they put in today. Can it make that move and help the call buyers out at 315 and 320? We shall see. But on the upside, I want to see it break 314. On a downside move, I would say below 304, a breakdown there will send you back towards the 300 and then down here to the 298 area. So that's what I'm looking at on Netflix. Next one I want to talk about is HKD. This one was a crazy runner back when the meme stocks were running back in early 21. This thing, I remember this. I traded it. It was absolutely just wild. In a matter of a week, this thing went from, a few dollars, $5, $10, whatever it was, clear up to $2,500. It was just astronomical. So obviously it sold off from there and it's pretty much dead money. Had a couple of pops here back in September. And then now here we are making this run today. Let me put it back over here. So this big run from yesterday, we were at $10, went all the way to almost 40. So, three times your money if you got in. And then obviously straight sideways over here for now. Let me, let's see what my thoughts at. Not sure what's going on over there. Anyway, this is HKD, and it's had a ton of monster volume today. Again, consolidating nicely right here between 32 and 26. This is just kind of an intraday support level and resistance. Nothing, there's no real support and resistance on the actual chart. But kind of right there, this area right here, if you break below this will take us back down in the low 20s. We get above, we can go back here, test the mid 30s, break the highs. Maybe we see 50 tomorrow. So very risky. You don't want to get caught on the wrong side of this one. If you have shorts available to borrow, I'm sure they'll be very high, but I'd be very, very careful shorting this one. And use correct position size while you're in the trade. You take 1,000 shares if you can't stand the volatility, because this thing's going to jump around the spreads, 50 cents to $1, and it's going to jump around several dollars in a few minutes. So you can't stand that whipsaw action, and you need to size accordingly. That's my advice. You do what you want to do. All right, next, I'm not a financial advisor, so it's just for information and educational purposes only. Had to get that disclaimer out there. All right, Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. All right, so this thing's been all over the place here lately. I really, so we had this big sell-off, right? We've just been selling off for basically since, September. We've been kind of going straight down. Had this little pop here, a couple little rebounds, a small little, this was only, a 1-day rebound, trade sideways, back down. Here, you had a week or two of rebounds, week and a half. Now we're back here at the lows. So what I want to point out, though, is the other day, when was it? Friday? No, it was Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It seems like so long ago, even though it was just 2 days ago. When it got all the way down here to 104, I thought we were heading towards 100 in that support area we had from back a few years ago in early 2020. And then all of a sudden it just kind of bounced up, and I thought it was just a bear flag bounce and come back, test back down and head even lower towards 100. It didn't. So that was the end of the day. Then yesterday it opened up at where it closed at pretty much, gapped up, pulled back, and then kind of made new highs and keep on going there. Then this morning, selling off. I was like, okay, it's going back down today. You can see all these wicks right here, these bottom wicks. This is a 15-minute chart, by the way. I like using 15-minute chart. You can use a 5, but I think you see more pronounced move. Now, if you're trying to get in and scalping in and out, 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart, obviously that's what you want to use. But when you're analyzing and kind of looking at the big picture, I like the 15-minute chart. So with that being said, you see all these bottom wicks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they made lower lows. All right, so that one's lower than this one. That one's new low. But it kept bouncing up. New low, bounced up. This is kind of a gravestone doji there, inverted hammer. Another new low here, bounce, new low, bounce. You got this big pop candle over VWAP, which is this yellow line right here. And then not off to the races, but, from the 107, 108 level, went all the way up here and tested 111. So I'm not sure what to think of this one as far as trading wise tomorrow, but my I'll be able to trade it. What I was trying to get at is I'm not sure where it's going. I couldn't pick a direction if I had to. Just basically flipping a coin. So over 114, that'll take you back up to this big gap down over here, back towards 120. You can see this range right here over the last week, these last 3 or 4 trading days of the new year. Below 107, 108, take us back down here to 104. So until we either get above 115, in my opinion, or below 108, it's going to be choppy. That's what I'm looking at for Tesla. SPY. I saw some big activity today, and the SPY. What was it? Let me go over here. It was a 372 puts for Monday, expiring Monday the 9th. Let me look on my feed here. Monday the 9th. Yeah, here we go. Right here. All right. So 372 puts expiring Monday 9th. And this was what the stock at, I think the stock was around 380 at the time. Volume of 20,246. Now each contract's for 100 shares. So that's a monster. That's what 20 million shares equivalent versus open interest of 2169. So someone thinks that by Monday, by the end of the trading day on Monday, this thing's going to be at 372 or close to it. They also bought, I saw they sold the 370 puts, which means that they want that stock, or they want it to go up above 370 and then below 372. So that's where they're thinking it's going to go. Stock's at 379. That's where it closed right there, about 380. Popped up a little bit here, 380 and change after hours. So we take a look at the daily chart on the SPY. Again, on the lines I'm always drawing and analyzing. So if we break this area right here, kind of right there at 374, that'll take us, I could see us getting a push down there towards 370, 372, where all this price action is right here. Let's put the blue line there. See all this price action around 370. Look at that. All, it's support and resistance. So you popped up, broke back down below support, then broke above it, broke back down, then finally made its way up, tested again. That was early November. We haven't tested it since. So are we come back to test it and hold, or are we going to test this 370 if it does get down there and then break even farther down? We shall see. But that 20,000 contracts bought on the 372 puts, that's a boatload of money. So there's a lot of people and big money coming into that, betting on those 372 to print. Anybody else got any? MULN. I want to look at MULN real quick. Yeah, I was just getting ready to look at it. Brett just saw you. I was just getting ready to look at it. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it today. I didn't end up trading it. This thing's just been beat up all the what over the last well, basically since it IPO'd about over 10 years ago. So I mean, this thing just been, you get these random pops here. I mean, look, this is going back. I mean, just these random pops. Here you go. Here's the 21. Got the big run. So is it time for another run? This was 2020, and then the 21 meme stocks and every low float stock was going. So that's what all that hole is right there. All this obviously sold off, another pop. So it's been, trading sideways, at this little bit. So, call it the last 6-8 months. So, but, we are getting a little curl here. What would I be looking at? Let me see. So I'm just going to call out some levels there. Let's look at that one. Bring that down. All right. So we're right here at this next, and this isn't like you can look at Microsoft or like a Netflix or Tesla. You can see where there's tons and tons of price action. There's really no price action. There's no solid support levels. But the next area I see of resistance would be just above here where it's at. Just call it 50 cents. So obviously psychological number. We're at 41. Yeah, obviously I see this thing getting to 50 cents tomorrow. We break through 50, then obviously the dollar will be the next stop. So it's anybody's guess from there. But lots of volume coming in, tons of volume coming in. So definitely keep an eye on that one. I'm gonna see here. Does MULN have options? I don't know. I love trading option stock too. MULN does have options. It does have options. Okay, 50 cent. While expiring tomorrow, they're only going for 2 cents. Which, I mean, for that, 2 cents is times 100, so it's $2. Depending on where it gaps up in the morning, I'm definitely going to be taking some trades on this. Depending, if it gaps up and it's at 80 cents, then I also trade towards $1. I'm going to see what happens in the morning. So the high today was up there around 45, 44.80, 0.448, and it held up. Yeah, you had this little sell from 44 down to 40, but that's nothing major. VWAP's holding us. It's above VWAP. I like that. So, the 50 cent calls are going for $2. 30,659 volume versus 12,207 open interest. So that's saying something. That's definitely interesting. Brett, anybody else want me to look at a different ticker? Boeing had a good day today. Drew, this was yesterday. This channel, so kind of been in this channel for 2 days. And then this afternoon, about 1 o'clock, we tried to break it, couldn't. And then as we get close to power hour, we finally broke. Where's the next area on this we need to watch? It's already drawn out, I assume. So where are we at here? 205. So call it 207 if this wants to keep going. Got a small gap there to 208. So 205 right now. So on the bull case, let's put in a price target at 208 I'd be looking at. Otherwise, we chop back in there into the low 200s, 201, 201.50, there in that area. That's what I'm looking at as far as those go. MEGL, yeah, I saw that one earlier. I don't know. Again, this is a, look at this. All right, there's MEGL, and then look at MULN, right? On the daily, kind of almost the same chart. Yeah, I don't mess with these penny stocks until they really show me some strength, or if they got a news catalyst, And this is a big move today. 25 million today in volume. That's absolutely huge. The MULN, MULN has options, but not MEGL. Let's look at MEGL. I don't think it does. No, it does not. So MEGL, next area of MEGL that I want to look at, if I was taking a gander at this, it'll be $5. I'm not saying it's going to 5 tomorrow. I'm just looking down here. All right. So 3, but what was the high today? The high was what? 290. So obviously above 290, we could see 4. We get through this little congestion area right here. Breaking 3 and holding would be a fantastic thing, for the Bulls tomorrow. Are you still holding some? Are you still holding a piece or no? Yeah, so that's all I wanted to look at. And SI, yeah, this one yesterday, Bitcoin's going up, this thing just diluted all the way down today. What was the news on SI? I saw it earlier. Silvergate Capital is a lot of money in Bitcoin. So the FTX got ripples through crypto, so they had crypto deposits plummet. So yeah, it's crazy. So someone was running this up yesterday. That's what I'm not saying it is what it is. You got to look at the efficient market hypothesis. So it ran up yesterday. Who knew why it ran for like 3 or 4 days, and then today the big drop. I thought it was going to continue, to be honest, and get back to where it started, because they put it in a monster move yesterday from down there about 16 to 23, and then today it just got cut in half, 50% back down to 12. You FOMO'd on which one? MEGL, you said? On that IPO? Oh, man. You're not still in this from what? When was IPO? August of 22, it looks like. So what's your price in at this, man? Yeah, MEGL. This is MEGL. You're still holding from IPO? You're talking the day at IPO. You didn't get shares ahead of time. You weren't allocated, shares ahead of the IPO. Yeah, unless you're a hedge fund or some insider or something, those are hard to get. Although they're trying to democratize it a little bit, depending on your capital, where retail investors can get shares in an IPO, like up to like 100 shares, nothing crazy. But yeah. So of course, Apple, Amazon. I just want to go through kind of watch list for tomorrow, and if you have another specific ticker, I'll take a look at it. Or any other questions? Yeah, I'm trying to do this more often now. I haven't been streaming much, and then the last couple of days I've been doing it, and it's just a lot of work to do it. It's hard for me to do during the day. I do have a private room where I call out alerts and stuff like that, and of my trades and what's going on that nobody else gets. So I'm definitely busy during the day, and I like to do these recaps, but it's hard for me to be trading, analyzing, but while I'm talking and keeping up with chat on a live stream. I've done it before, and I like to maybe I'll start doing it again in the afternoons when things slow down, and but definitely not the mornings. Those are a little bit harder time. All right, well, I appreciate everybody coming. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified next time I go live on YouTube here. So I appreciate it, and come back and see all the stocks Unhinged.